the first time I got to know I had cancer, my family said I should come back to Africa. So my dad even called me and said, you know, you are so intelligent and you have been winning an award in Germany. Maybe these Oyibo people want to kill you. That's why they say you have cancer. You don't have anything. Come back home. You know? And 95% of everyone that I talk to say I should come back home. There is nothing like that. Come, let's go and pray. Pastor Jerry can heal you. Mbaka is there. You know? I was like, okay, I was in the place of, okay, should I go home or should I just stay and take the treatment? But then I met a lady from my workplace when I was working with Schlumberger in Germany. And then she told me that I survived cancer like 10 years ago. And she was looking wonderful. You will never know that she survived something like that. He said, actually, my stage was second stage. And I was in first stage.
The following is with Ruth Chigbo, a strong lady that has survived the cancer. You guys should forgive me that I'm starting from there, but she's really a strong lady, and I'm happy to have her on my show today. She's going to tell us how she did all that, because I am eager to learn, and I'm also sure that some of my fans are eager to learn. This is my first time of sitting close to somebody that has survived cancer and still striving, and she is a founder of Thrive Bold, right?
Uh-huh.
And CEO of Climate Solution. So she's also a business developer. She's an entrepreneur. So we're going to learn a lot from her today. I am so glad that she is here. And there is another guest that needs no introduction. I will leave it up to him to introduce himself, the manager himself.
All right. Hi. I appreciate Mr. Victor, the Vic influencer,
Inshallah.
the very outstanding personality we have in the United Arab Emirates.
Amen.
You are doing so great. My name is Chima Michael, and I'm glad to be on the show today alongside Ruth Chigbo. We are hopeful that it's going to be a blast. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Ruth, did I introduce you fine, or do you have anything to tell us? Introduce yourself.
Actually, I'm Adeze Jego Ruth Chigbo. Why I mentioned my Igbo name first is because that's not in the media, but that's my organic. So one of the most important thing you need to know about me is that I'm a divinity influencer, that I call myself, because I'm someone who promotes authenticity from the root, from every angle of life. So Adeze Jego should stick more than Ruth. So everything you said that is in the media is okay, but yeah, I'm from Enugu State.
Adeze
Diego.
Adeze Diego.
Yes.
From Enugu State.
Yes.
Nigeria.
Perfect.
Oh, but what does that mean? Adeze Diego. What does that mean in English?
I think Eze is already loaded, so yeah, that should be loaded also.
Ego also is there.
There are some Eze that doesn't have money, so when my dad made it specific that it's only for the ones that has money.
Are you the Ada?
Yes.
Awesome. Wow, you're welcome.
All right. How was your journey traveling to here from Germany?
Yeah, it was smooth. But getting the visa to come to UAE when you're in Nigeria at this point is really tricky. So we have to do some tricky things too. But yeah, it was smooth. I didn't have any hondos, but that was perfect journey. And I also had my host coming up to pick me up at the airport. So it was really nice. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You came for program?
Yes, I was actually invited fully by a school called the Indiana School of Moral. It's in Abu Dhabi. So they found me on LinkedIn and they invited me to come and be a speaker in their TEDx talk for their youth. So they actually invited me last year, but because of the struggle of the breast cancer you just mentioned, I couldn't come, and also with the visa issue. So this year, they were also reaching out again, and I was like, okay, we have to go this time. So why not? Dubai is a good place to be too.
And we are going to benefit a lot from her.
We will.
Yes. So, Mr. Chima, do you have anything?
And adding to that, it's actually very awesome also because we are in October. Yes. We have what we call the Pink October for those that survived breast cancer. So it's really a good time for her to, talk about it. And we get to learn, talk about the diversity also in Germany. She has been here for, I think, a few days now. So she must have seen or learned one or two things. So we talk about the diversity also, and people that are hoping or thinking about Germany. How is Germany? How is the life over there? How are they faring? How is the weather and all? If we are able to beat the time to talk about the cancer and all that, she can, throw more light on Germany and its surroundings so that we can learn as well. Yeah?
Yeah, it's actually not good for you to tell me to market Germany because there is nothing wrong with me.
Okay.
Like, I am an advocate of Germany.
Okay.
There is no country that is as good as Germany.
Okay.
So you telling me to tell you about Germany means I'm going to be biased because everything I'm going to say is going to be positive, right? So personally, I am emotionally attached to Germany because I'm talking to you today because I was opportune to be treated in Germany fully without paying any dime. And that is how good their medical system is. So when people tell me to talk about Germany, it's like, whoa, because everything I'm going to say is just positive. Yeah, wow. Germany is a good place. So I'll be honored to actually have that chip in the questions.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what you mean by climate solution? What is climate solution?
It's climate lineation, not climate solution. So actually, I'm a Mercedes-Benz ambassador and a DO fellow. What it means is that I was involved in a fellowship program that is being sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. And last year, I actually got the fellowship, which actually promotes or train you on how to walk through your idea. So part of the idea I had last year that I promoted on the Mercedes-Benz fellowship was climate lineation. It's just trying to gamify all the climate education. Using my personia as Nigeria, where I'm from, where people mostly don't want to study because it's boring. People are doing things that is interesting. So I decided to, what if I change all the curriculum that is related to climate education into a game? And then instead of you reading and getting stuck and not understanding and feeling guilty, you're actually having fun while doing it. And that's actually what we are developing. So we are building climate educations, earthquakes, floodings, CO2 emissions. We are gamifying them and then putting it in a platform where people can go in and play this game, and also making it as attached with generative AI so that you can be also after the playing of game you can get satisfied. So just imagine getting certification for having fun, and this certification can also be used as in place of normal timeline education. So, and this is what we are doing at this time. We actually lucky to have some funding, and we are also working on our development. But because it's a huge platform, we are working more into building the platform. People getting engaged, and for personal reasons, I love education so much. So I decided to train my developers. So now I have some people that I'm funding their learning of gamification. So they are learning how to develop games so that they can build that ourselves. So I want it to be built for Nigeria with Nigeria.
Okay.
So, and that is what we are doing now. So now they are learning how to build games, and also we are looking forward to having something like that in the nearest future.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The TED Talk you came today is to speak for youth here in UAE.
Yes.
Regarding.
So my topic was actually mental resilience in geologist's perspective. Okay. So I'm actually a geoscientist. I'm also excited to say that I'm doing my master's in marine geoscience and also in offshore technology. Yeah. And currently I'm working with the Germany biggest oil company, and not just to say this is a field I really passionate about. I studied in Nigeria with all my passion. So everyone who knows me in Nigeria knows me as a rock queen because that's a nickname they give to me.
That's what?
Rock queen.
Oh.
So that was me in my school days, and because of that, I feel like I am also kind of spiritually connected to geoscience. So walking through my time in cancer treatment and then thinking about what geoscience formation can this be, I found out that many people actually use mountain as a metaphor for fighting cancer. But after my thinking about it and having some few reasons to question that mountain, I found out that it is more of a hill than a mountain. Mountain is so overwhelming. So people always are scared of cancer. This mountain is it's so big. I can't even achieve it. How many people is achieving it? Everybody is dying for it. But that's not the case. The only difference is that the level of your mental stability, of your mental resilience, determines what it could be. It can even be a flaw for you. It can even be a value for you. It can even be as simple as anything for you. So, but the all thing goes down that 95% of you surviving cancer is based on your mental strength, not on your body strength. Because the chemotherapy treatments that you're going to get involved with is going to subdue your body to no cost. So it takes your mentality and your positivity around your mindset to be able to help you pull out. And also with the loved ones around you.
Yeah.
So this is more of emotional healing than medical healing. So and this what I was talking to. So I have two connection. One, geoscience. I want to bridge the gap in geoscience education because many people are not going into my course and I feel bad about it. So this is an opportunity for me to pitch to young students, which is they're in their college, hopefully leaving school soon. And then I decided, okay, since they are the perfect, my audience, I'm talking about mental resilience in terms of geoscience perspective. So that was what I talked about. So hopefully by next week, the TEDx talk will be officially in YouTube. Then everyone can stream it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you stayed in UAE before traveling to Germany? Have you stayed here in UAE?
No, I have never been. This is my first time I've been here. Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It's good that we are first to welcome you and benefit from your wisdom.
Thank you.
So you know the history and the talks behind the Nigerians here. You know what is going on with Nigerians here in UAE.
Yes, I'm also affected by that.
Yeah, and Africans at large.
Yes.
So you know that most of us will be affected mentally. Sometimes it will be overwhelming. You know, struggling to overcome all this. So being a soldier that you are, overcoming almost whatever that throws at you, because surviving, you know, the things that we know about cancer is, I think that's the most difficult thing somebody can face. But you saying now that you surviving cancer, going through chemotherapy, is 90% of it has to do with your mentality, right? So what Nigerians and Africans are facing here is crazy. So if you have to give them some things, like speak to them like you are speaking on third platform, speaking to Nigerians or Africans, how will you talk to them?
The thing is, one biggest issue we have as Nigerians is that we believe it cannot be us. So the mindset of religion, belief, and every other thing that comes in between it make us unprepared for taxes, for challenges, because we believe it cannot be me. But not knowing that even if it's not you and it's your next neighbor, it's still you.
Yeah.
So different in this mindset is that a typical white person thinks about myself and how my neighbor's action affects me. But a typical African action thinks about myself, or so far it doesn't affect me and my family, that it doesn't affect us. So I can make noise. I can do whatever I want to do because it doesn't. So there is no sustainability in our thinking.
Yeah.
So, and this is what goes round in every African dimension you could meet. And it's a wrong thinking. It's a wrong mindset. And this is also what people see when they talk about cancer. Oh, it's not me. I don't need to check my breast. I don't need to do the monthly checkup because it cannot be me. What God cannot do does not exist. So, you know, the belief also attached to it, because I knew the first time I got to know I had cancer, my family said I should come back to Africa. So my dad even called me and said, you know, you are so intelligent and you have been winning an award in Germany. Maybe these Oyibo people want to kill you. That's why they say you have cancer. You don't have anything. Come back home. You know? And 95% of everyone that I talk to say I should come back home. There is nothing like, you know, come, let's go and pray. Pastor Jerry can hear you. Mbaka is there. You know? I was like, okay, I was in the place of, okay, should I go home or should I just stay and take the treatment? But then I met a lady from my workplace when I was working with Schlumberger in Germany. And then she told me that I survived cancer like 10 years ago. And she was looking wonderful. You will never know that she survived something like that. He said, actually, my stage was second stage. And I was in first stage. And she could survive it. Normally, as in Nigeria, I suppose have strength pass them now. I get strength pass. I don't be passed through I don't be passed through principality more than Oyibo where don't survive them. So I looked at her and I went home back and I called my mom. I said, everything you want to do, we'll do it together. We are doing the prayer. Yeah. Send me the herbs that you people say is going to work. I'm going to drink it. Yeah. I'm going to still take their treatment and I'm going to be here. It was a tough decision because doing chemotherapy when you don't have a family, even the doctor doesn't allow me to go home each time I come for chemo. I must bring someone to take me home because you are not yourself. the symptoms. In fact, everything they talk about cancer is actually the truth. It's even more than that. But some of the symptoms, they don't talk about it, like symptom of you losing your mind. There's a point in time in cancer that I didn't even know who I am. Like, my mom calls me, she will introduce herself. She'll start by, this is your mother, or the one that born you. You know, it was a very disheartening moment that after she calls me every day, she goes back to cry. And at that point, I didn't even know. If I enter taxi or anything, I just lost everything I have. I lost my key. I didn't even know I have key. I didn't even know I have house. You know, even if you say you left, and I am someone who, in all my body, my brain is my most biggest, as in things that I kind of give me confidence, right? And then that one thing that gave me confidence was gone. So at this time, it was tough because as an African woman, you have to be covered to get attraction. But I only get attraction when I talk, which is from my mind, which is from the knowledge I have. And then this knowledge I have that gives me the feasibility of becoming a human being, was not there anymore. So that was one of the most toughest symptoms of cancer. So coming back home, I want to tell everyone that it's good to have your belief, to believe in your church, believe in God. I also believe in God. I'm a Christian. But also, knowing is enough. There is no harm of me knowing how good your body is, understanding your body. And the reason why we suffer from mental dysfunctioning is because we don't know ourselves. We don't have a system of education or a system of training that allow us to find ourselves, to discover ourselves, to know how powerful we are. We only know we have strength to work and do slave job. We don't know how potential we have in our minds. We don't know the strength of our souls. And this is why we are dysfunctioning everywhere. Because we think everything is by hard work, not smart work, right? And this is why I'm bringing it home, that knowing is enough. Knowing yourself, knowing your body system, knowing what you're doing, knowing your potentials is enough. And it differentiates you from everything, because then you could know what you need to prioritize. Then you could know what you don't need to prioritize. It gives you this overview of where I need to belong, where I need to be. I tell everybody that every system is a good system. I was opportune to speak with Igbo group during the early time of you guys were forming, when I talked about technical skills. Because I'm a major scientist, yes. I love geoscience so much, but I also do so many IT work. I'm currently working as a software developer. I also work as an automation engineer. So these are fields that are something I'm traveling, I'm in UAE and I'm working, you know? It's fun, it's good. It doesn't take a lot of energy from me, but I'm still doing smart work. I'm still building innovations, right? And this is where we have it wrong. We think that because the system is not supporting us, I am not living here, right? I don't know what it is, but I know that if I am the same person with this, my mindset, living in UAE, I will be like him. I'll be like Mike. I'm telling you, he's someone exceptional that I used to give people a sample. In a place where everybody says no, and there's someone saying yes. There's possibility in it. Yes. And that's where the view comes in. And the view comes from your mind. What are you even seeing at first? So depending on what you are seeing will depend on how to solve solutions. I tell people is in dysfunctional system that innovation breeds. You cannot, what are you innovating again in Europe? Is when you go to Africa, you get inspired. Because you have a lot of problems to solve. Yeah. There's so many pain statements you need to look into. So you being in UAE, I'm not here. But what I'm going to tell them is, first of all, stop fighting it. Anything you fight, you don't win. Well, fight corruption. I tell people I'm not a cancer fighter, I'm a cancer champion. Anything you fight, you don't win. Acceptance first is one of the biggest things you need to do in life. Accepting, yes, I am black, I'm different from the white people. Whether there is racism, there's only, that is the acceptance. Your body structure is different from them. Your mentality is different from them. You are coming from a different background from them. You have to accept that. I remember during the time when I was doing my treatment, when I lost my hair, my doctor told me that losing my hair is going to take me 2 days. Your hair will just fall off like this. You will not just go out. Mine take me 2 weeks. And 2 weeks of Oklimbaw issue if you are an Igbo person. Oklimbaw issue means strong headache. Reason is because my texture of hair is not as the same as theirs. And the whole medical system they made it is with their own sample. So there is me, I'm coming from a black person and then a young person. And and this thing was not working the way they said it's going to be working. And the funny thing is that those side effects you have from treating cancer doesn't have there's no medication they give you. There's just to go and enjoy it. It will go. You get the point? So losing my hair for 2 weeks, like every day my hair is pulling like this. It's just like you have constant headache for 2 weeks.
It's crazy.
I think it's crazy is understatement, because at the point that it affects, when your head is aching too much, it affects your mouth, it's like everywhere it's numb. You cannot even move.
Okay, so but I wanted to ask,
yes,
seeing that we've delved into the cancer topic proper, let me ask a question. At what point did you start noticing that you had cancer, and what were the symptoms that you noticed at that early stage?
My dear, the truth is that I am living because of people. I tell people that today, before now, I was grateful. If they say, what are you grateful for? I say life, or I say health. But today, I first of all put people before life and health. Because for me, in my case, it was from Tribe Board, right? You mentioned that I have a community called Tribe Board. We do this, our annual meeting. Then 2022, after the annual meeting, I decided to call people individually to check up on them and know how they are doing. And then I found out that some people lost their parents, some people were sick, some people got some crazy announcements about their heads that is driving them crazy. They want to even kill themselves, right? And that was what propelled me to look at myself. The first time in my life, I went to full body checkup. I never did it. I am this person that affirmation is not easy. I am the one that if I'm sick, what heals me is my body is a good body. I cannot be sick. I will say it often. I will forget about the sickness. And it was working for me, actually, right? But then I decided I'm not paying money to go to hospital in Germany. It's under insurance. So I said, I want to go and check. After I finished checking, I said, let me even check my breast. I've never checked my breast before. And I went to YouTube, look at how they're checking the thing. Check, touch. I noticed there's something there. I went back to the hospital. I was like, there's something I can feel on my breast. And I said, nothing. Maybe it's all this normal breast lump that they used to remove.
Yeah.
They removed it, but Igbo people now, they have to do biopsy. And then they found out that, they removed it. I traveled to US to go and do change the world model in United Nations speech.
Yeah.
Coming back 2 days later, they called me for an interview. It was an interview, I call it. I used to tell people the highest job I've ever gotten is the announcement that you have cancer. Because 7 doctors were still in a panel seat. They even buy food for me, like buy drink, coffee. Like it was like I got
so that you will receive the news well.
It was like I got. It was as if I got a good news, but everyone, like the psychology was there, the therapist was there. Every set of doctor that would treat me was on that table that day, and they were like, "Yes, I know," but they were just trying to give me the news. So then after I now started treating the cancer, and I started asking myself, there was symptoms. Maybe I didn't even know that there are symptoms because I was never sick, right? Then I found out there was symptoms actually, but because I misinterpreted those symptoms, I didn't know it was cancer symptoms. One of it was pimple, acne. I have so much acne growing up.
Which part of your body?
Every part of my body. My mom used to call my acne MTN everywhere you go.
Okay, so you had this while you were growing up.
Why I was in Nigeria, I was in my that's my early 20s. There was so many acne in my body. Right, and I was very
organic. Of your body specifically,
everywhere,
like face, hands, legs,
and legs everywhere. Like sometimes I'll come and see acne all over my chest like this.
Really?
My mom now say, maybe it's the water you use. Those things. We've been naming it, giving it our own name, right? They say I should buy organic. By that I was patronizing organic people chop my money, and that is why I tell for Nigeria. And that is why I tell people that when you are having so many breakouts, please don't go and be buying organic. It can be that you're having hormonal imbalance, which is a very key factor that happens to you when you have cancer. So then for me, it was actually cancer telling me that something is happening in your body. But me, I was thinking it's just normal stress and everything happening.
Having like breast pain or something?
There was no breast pain. For me, I found my lump really early. So I say for the doctor to be suggesting that the lump is just a normal lump, a normal breast lump, like it was really small. But the type of cancer itself is not about the size of the lump, it's the type of cancer. Mine was very aggressive type. And the statistics that is showing now is that younger Black women are dying of breast cancer more than older one.
But why?
I don't know. We are still trying to find. That's why everybody's on the research, because there are so many reasons it could be, and there are so many reasons it couldn't be.
Just the women or
Black women are dying in a younger age Because normally breast cancer, they tell you is from 45 to 5 years. But now you're seeing 24. Now you're seeing 23. You're seeing 25. I was 28 when I had mine. And it's in the statistic of younger people having it is coming in Black people. It could be the fact that, as for example, contraceptive you are taking in Africa, most of them are not even true. You don't check your hormone before you start taking contraceptive. And 95% of every African lady is taking contraceptive at least twice in a month. Which means that those things can obstruct your body metastasis and start forming something in your body. The quality of the drugs matters. The suitability of the drug for your body, that could be a reason. Other reasons like stress, they have also said that stress level also increasing the metabolism of cancer in your body. Other things like sugar. Everything we eat in Africa has sugar.
Okay, but this breast cancer, based on research, I think it is even more with places like the US, okay? Like, unless maybe African ladies or women, they have it and they are not aware.
We don't have statistics. Many people dies of cancer that we never know.
Okay.
And, they have always attached it to village people now. Now, village people make something, So we have so many. The problem is that the mortality in Nigeria, in Africa or in Nigeria, for example, are not tracked. We don't have what did they call it? Autopsy. Nothing like that is happening. So we don't even know reason why people are dying. So there is no how we can have a comparison if it is more. And even in America, you find out that it's happening more to the Black Americans in a younger age. So the Black women is not only for Nigerian Black women. Black women is everywhere.
Okay, but for like how long did you suffer this?
So I started the treatments February, then I ended November. So it's like a full year.
When? This year?
Last year.
Last year.
And ended November last year.
So are you saying now that you fully recovered?
I will say yes, and I will say no, because the treatment is a long-term treatment.
Like how long?
10 years treatment,
Okay.
actually. So there is a part you have to do the intensive, which is taking the chemo, doing the radiotherapy, and there's a part you have to do the hormones, which is taking medication every day. So now I'm in the hormonal therapy where I'm taking medication every day. But I've checked my body system, my cells are okay and everything. So I could say that yes, I'm okay, but I'm still taking medication every day.
But what can this stop? Like you now being a lady, what can it stop? Like, can you get married? Can you give birth? Can you breastfeed your children? Like you at this stage now, okay, what are the advantages and the rest of it? Yeah.
So the thing is that actually, if you're a young lady and you still want to have children, it's advisable that during your treatment that you should do what they call womb storage.
Okay.
Taking part of your ovary, the place that it brings the egg, and store it in a freezer. I don't know how they do it.
Which freezer? Inside your stomach? Or?
No, outside, which I did.
Outside your stomach?
Yes, because the medication can, it kills every cells in your body, which your womb is also a cell. And it kills everything. So it's going to be difficult for you to have children after that kind of treatment. Right? So I took that option. I did it. And that is one implication. So even if I got married now, possibility that I will not have a child until I put it back, because I've removed it now. So I have to put it back first before having a child. But the good news is that I can have child even in my 90 years. Because it's as fresh as the day you removed it. So, and because it's a layer, it can produce, not like it's producing one, not like it's one egg you're storing. No, it's a layer of your womb that you have stored, which can produce so many things. So I can even decide after using some parts, give dash people that need. Give people that need.
I'm curious. When you say you take a part of your ovary, is that what you meant?
Yes,
it?
Yes.
And you store it in the fridge. Now, this fridge, do they have like specific names, like specimens and all? What if they miss somebody's? How does it happen?
They will not. They have a way of.
This is what we think. All right. This is what we believe that they will not.
Yeah.
If you have maybe a friend that is a medical doctor that go in for operations, they will also tell you how mistakes happen in theaters. They will also tell you, because at the end of the day, these guys are also humans, right?
Yeah. The thing is that even if they bring another one, before they put it on your body, they also check the genetics of it. So they have a front and back check. Right, before they remove it, they have so many checks they will do before they put it. So even if the first person make a mistake, second person will not make a mistake. So the possibility of you making that mistake is really low. So yes.
Okay,
that's it.
so and this is like you mentioned about taking the ovary and part of the ovary and putting in the fridge and all. Is it applicable to all cancer patients, or there are people that don't remove theirs and all?
Yes, anytime you are doing this kind of treatment that is involving chemotherapy, that will do, even if it's hepatitis. I know hepatitis C, I be hepatitis B. When you are also treating it, they also, I know if you are in a good hospital, they give you as an option. No, not everyone wants to do it, because me, it's not insured. In Germany, I'm paying for it. I'm paying for my this thing to be stored because it's not insured. It's, giving birth is an option. So they will give you if you want. If you don't want, they can treat you with it and your everything dies. So that's it. But it's actually a good thing to do it, and so that you can have maybe a future, or maybe you want to give it to someone, even if you don't want to use it.
I know Victor is going to have one or two to ask, but before.
Sorry. Is it applicable to men also?
Yeah, for men, yes, you have to store your eggs.
But for men, it's prostate cancer.
No, men do have breast cancers.
Really?
Yes. They said 1 out of 8 women who have have possibility of having breast cancer.
1 out of 8.
8. You see how little it is. Then 1 out of 1,000 women.
1 out of 1,000 men.
1 out of 1,000 men will have breast cancer.
Yeah, because the most popular amongst men is prostate.
Yes.
So they do have the prostate.
So, for the prostate is 1 out of 8 men.
Okay.
No, and then it's like
vis-a-vis.
Yes, vice versa.
So I was meaning to ask, I almost forgot it. What thing have you want to ask now?
So everything that there is advantage in things that sags.
There is an advantage in what?
Things that sags.
Sag. What do you mean?
I'm trying to understand that.
Okay.
Now I understand. Now it clicked my head. This is a very good thing to mention, because, you were asking me symptoms, right? What are the symptoms I was seeing? When I was growing up, I had a dense breast. You know when somebody have a dense breast? My breast, I know I'm small now, I don't have big body. My breast was just pumped like this, round, very, very, attractive. At a point, the breast was sagging. I'm not born picking. Nothing there. I was like, why is my breast sagging? My mom was like, they eat for school. That kind of thing. When you're losing weight, your breast is losing weight. And I have a lot of stretch marks too. So I was like, maybe it's a stretch mark, and because I'm not eating, I eat sha. But it was actually a sign, because one of the signs again is when you're having different shape of your breast. If you find your breast start sagging, or find your breast losing shape, you can look at it. You start having discharge in your nipples. You start having like or maybe not discharge, but maybe when you press your nipple, it pains you. Is also a sign. Me, I didn't feel pain in my nipple. You understand? Not me, they suck my nipple. I don't know whether I get discharge, but I noticed the sagging of the breast. And somebody actually looked at me and said, do you have a baby? That was the peak of it. I'm like, no, I don't even have a baby. I've never had a baby before in my life. So, but it was because of the breast was already looking abnormal. Which normally, if I knew about what breast cancer is,
how they say this young?
Eh? There are so many ways. Yeah. Maybe we can talk about that.
I have two questions. One is, during this treatment, do they like cut off the breast, or they leave it there, or it dries off? What happens there?
See, the level that they will cut off your breast is when you have gotten to stage 3 and it has spread. So, and there's also invasive breast cancer and non-invasive breast cancer. Okay. So for me, which just in the first stage, I don't need to be cut. They just need to remove the lump. But there are some people that when it has spread, you have even entered what they call your lymph node, which is a place towards your armpit. So that means it has spread. That means they need to cut it off. And yeah, that's it. So the problem we have is that time that it's happening you well is not longer in the first stage. And the problem is most of the people now, because now I have a breast cancer campaign, it's called 100K Black Women Saved by 2030. It's a very big movement, and we are looking forward to meeting that number by 2030. And most of people coming to meet me, oh, my sister is sick, look at the breast. You find out that by the time they are even noticing they have breast cancer, they don't, even if you give them all the money you have, their possibility that they're going to not survive it is high. Because they have entered that stage where it has started spreading to their liver, to their other places.
Okay, so one question I have is about the physical look. Of course, anybody that is sick is going to look maybe pale and the rest of it. Now, during the time of treatment
Mhm.
and recovery stage,
Mhm.
all right, can the person get back to the way he or she used to be before and after treatment?
You'll be fine after treatment.
You'll be fine after. Wow.
Yes. Because
So you mean to say you're fine now?
yes.
Ooh.
Now I don't have pimple. I don't know the struggle with pimple again.
Yeah.
My skin looks better. My hair looks softer.
You're still using organic?
No, I don't use any cream again.
You don't even apply cream?
Anything.
Wow.
The only thing I use is sun cream because
That's why they enter Victor eye.
so that's it. So you look fine after the treatment actually because like a new baby. When I was having treatments, you see this my finger was gone. All
My God.
that was how I couldn't even eat with my hand. I have to wear gloves because my fingers were all stinking, like falling off. But now my fingers are okay, and for me it's even stronger because if I have a softer finger, for example, and every other thing about you, as your mindset have grown, your body changes. You have a better body for me, and most of the women they come back with like, everything just become better. Yes, you still have the side effects because as I'm sitting down here, I still have the side effects, right? Yes, you're still going to struggle with the side effect for a long time because the chemo was injected in your body. So it takes a long time for you to totally leave your system. As far as it's still in your system, you're still going to be having the side effects, right? And also the hormonal therapy you are taking, the hormonal medication you are taking also have its own side effects.
A question about the sexual aspect, yeah? I mean, during treatment, two questions. One is during treatment and after treatment. Do you feel like a lady? What I mean to say is, do you at times have like urge of being with a man, being around a man during the period of the treatment or after the treatment?
During the period of treatment, you will not. Because there is a possibility. I don't say you may think it in your head, but your body is not dripping. Let me say,
it's not responsive
because when doing your treatment, they will stop your menses. You will not be seeing menses, which means that there is no egg breaking, right? Which means that your estrogen is low. So these are the things that makes your body to want a man
for about 10 months or 11 months.
For about some people, their own is even more than 8 months, right? So that means your body will not easily want a man. And also you'll be having, because your body is now dry, kind of. There is no estrogen coming up. You're not breaking eggs. So your body is dry. So even if you try to have sex, it's going to be very painful. It's like second virginity. Some women said after their treatment and they had sex, it's like they had a new virginity, like breaking off everything again, like a new life. It's like you're just like a newborn baby. Everything about you have been regenerating again. So that's in that aspect. And even after the treatment, it is going to take you a while, just like somebody who's also starting sex newly. It's going to take you a while to come back. Your estrogen, you have to be using some things to increase your estrogen, to make yourself softer until it comes to that level where you are before, or even, something like that.
Okay, so how about, I don't want to ask you personally, but have you been friends with somebody that is close that tried it after the treatment?
Me now. Me, I've tried it.
Okay, so like how long after the treatment did you try it? And I mean, it's not a sex class, but I mean, I'm just trying to understand what it looks like.
For me personally, I would say it took me longer time because it takes me longer time to even find someone that I'm attractive to.
Like how many months?
Maybe 7 months.
It's okay.
To even find someone that I'm attractive to. So for me to even, but the attraction is difficult for me as a person.
The delay of that
even before.
It's not because of you not wanting it, but you are looking for somebody attractive to you, right?
I can only be wanting it when I see someone that is attractive to, right? I cannot, personally, my body system is not built that way. So I'm very busy, with thinking about book. So I only start initiating in my head if I have a boyfriend, and then okay, we should do it. It's important, right?
There's no difference.
There is so, but apart from that, that's actually hard.